In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create, mobilize, and demobilize a conscripted force within Victoria 3. I'm also going to show you where to locate the building and the laws that govern the amount of conscripted battalions or battalions in general that you can have. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to navigate to the buildings button over here on the left-hand side. And then we're going to click on development and we're going to identify our conscription center. As you can see, here's our conscription center. There's several, it goes over all the stats that you need to know about your conscription center, things like that. Overall, nothing really to cover in this video, but that's just where it's located. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the politicals button, the politics. We're going to click on laws. And over here on the left-hand side, we're going to look for Army model. This is our Army model law. And this tells us the amount of conscripted battalions we can have, or the amount of battalions we can have in general. As you see, as a national militia, we can mobilize 65 total battalions. There are a lot of factors that affect the number of battalions you have, such as research, laws, and the amount. So that's just one thing to note. We can mobilize up to 65 with this law in general. Then there's professional army, peasant levies, and then mass conscription. Each of them has their benefits and their negatives. Overall, it's up to you on how you want to mobilize your forces. The next thing we need to do is we'll pick a fight, because we can't mobilize our conscripted force unless we are in conflict with someone. So we're going to conquer the North Rhine, and we're going to do that by clicking on I believe our political lens. Nope, our diplomatic lens. We're going to go over and we're going to say we don't like the Northern Rhine. We're going to conquer it. It's going to bring up a bunch of random stuff that's interesting to know. And we're going to hit confirm. So with that being said, we made some diplomatic plays. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on military, we're going to click on army, and we're going to activate our conscription centers. So over here, this is our military lens, this little horsey dude. And we click on the army button, the tab, and we say, I want you, and I want you. All right. Then that's going to begin activating our conscription. Then we're going to click on our military tab over here on the left-hand side, and we're going to begin mobilizing our generals. So the first thing we do is we click mobilize all generals, and we say yes. It's going to be quite expensive. We're going to hit X. Generals are mobilized. Battalions are mobilized. We do have a research right here. We're just going to go over to military, and I want to show you something real quick because that war is going to take a while to kick off. Over here, you have like plus 20% modifiable conscriptable battalions. This is one of the modifiers I'm talking about. So if we add logistics and we start researching, that should increase the number of battalions we can conscript. So while we're getting ready to go to war with Russia, the next thing we can do is we can hit close, and we can go to our political lens. We can click on decrees, and we can promote our enlistment if I can locate it. Let's go promote enlistment efforts. As you see, this takes up 100 authority. Your authority is this button right here on the top, this little red 540. And we're going to click on both our states. We want to increase our efforts. And what that's going to do, that's going to bolster the amount of conscripts we get and the amount of battalions we can have. So as you see, things are still kicking off. We're just waiting for the war to break out. There's no battles, no anything right now. If we go back to our military tab, we can see that. We can get ready to launch our assault. Click on both of our generals. And we're just, all our conscripts are currently active, and really all we need to do is go over our opening moves, sway countries. We can click on, this is really our only friend, and no one really wants to join us at this moment in time. We can only sway with diplomatic movers phase. Then we can add a war goal. If we wanted to conquer the Northern Rhine, we can also add another one. We want to, let's just say, liberate a subject. All right. We want these Lippe. Right. So our goal is to liberate that country if we win this war. So we can wait a little bit. We're still doing the diplomatic phase. We can go hover over this Austria. We can really start buttering up Austria if we can locate them on the map. I apologize. I'm not a geographer. Here's Austria right here. That would be a good ally to have. If Austria is in our favor, we could start launching political degrees and lenses. So we could say, hey, buddy, we really want to improve relations with Austria. We really want to improve relations with Bavaria. No one wants to do an alliance. No one really wants to do a trade agreement. So we can just do all of that, and we could damage our relations with Prussia because we don't like Prussia. Ooh, Prussia's massive. All right. So we've done a few political plays. We're going to hit the play button. Obviously, we need to start doing our play button. Everything should begin working. We're going to speed it up a little bit. So now we have up to 130. And as you see, this is basically completely out of our control. We can have up to 122 conscripted battalions. The war still hasn't broke out. We can click on them and we can try to convince by, we'll offer humiliation, sure, of Prussia. And hopefully they join us. So blah, 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 blah. War is about to break out if it ever breaks out. Right now we're just doing the diplomatic phase. This is something we have to do. As you see, everyone he's doing, we're just going to say yes to that. Realistically, we want this war to break out. If we click on this, let's slow back down again real quick. Wow, he has a whole army. We got Austria on our side. Let's see if we can get this guy on our side. I don't think it's going to happen. Nope, he's not joining us. Bummer. So we're taking on everyone right now. All right, to arms. This is our attacker. We do have Austria with us. And we're going to liberate Lippe at the end of this. All right, war is breaking out. And as you see, the first battles begin. Here's our battle. I don't think that's going to classify as a battle, but we're just going to click on it. Here we have 53 conscripted battalions. We have 10 regular battalions. So right now, here's our percentage. We are at a negative 28% disadvantage due to the amount of units they have. And we're just trying to win this initial front. There's really not much microing you can do once you're at war. So hopefully we can end this war. Give me one moment. Let me track that down. And we're going to try and finish this war. Let's do diplomacy. Let's go wars. I don't know if it's going to let us make peace. We're going to capitulate. Yes. All right. We capitulate. So now we're at war. We're no longer at war. If we come over here to our military lens, we click on our garrison. All our conscripts have been released. That's really the only way to release conscripts. But you can also retire generals. So if this general had a conscripted force, if you retired them, technically that conscripted force will go away. You can't really change the size of your actual regular battalions, which is something that needs to change. But yeah, that's just a real quick video on how to create a conscripted force, go to war, and activate them. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, guys. It was supposed to be quick.